Hi everyone, welcome to The Last Ego on Earth, episode 2. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you guys how excited I am about this whole YouTube experience. As soon as I posted it up, I started getting followers, and man, did it make me feel good. Kind of passed through the fear and just ready to go forward with you guys. I do thank you so much, and all the comments that people have left for me are just absolutely amazing. So much support and so much love. Thank you. So today we're going to keep on going. We're going to go forward with the Course in Miracles, and I have my copy right here. If you do have yours, it is the Foundation for Inner Peace edition. If you need to, you can grab yours. We could probably use any of the text and get the same message, of course, but we're going to go ahead and start off with the next part. Our last episode, we worked with the introduction. That was like page 2. And we are going to go ahead and move forward to chapter 1, which is page 3. Here it is. Get your book out. So, just like I did before, I'm going to just go down the line here. Probably going to have 3 different parts to this series. Just because it's so long. There's 12 just in this first section here on chapter 1. So we'll go through it, and I'll kind of explain what my understandings are, what my understandings are on each one of these. Another real quick thing before I do get started, though, I do want to show and share. I'm not sure if any of you guys have this, but I do have the journey through the text of the Course in Miracles, A Course in Miracles, which was written by Kenneth Wapnick. It's helped me a lot. Sometimes in the past I have been a little stuck with what a phrase or a paragraph might say. So I look into Ken's words here, and it always sets it right back on track, or me back on track. Okay, so here we go, guys. I'm going to start out with the Meaning of Miracles, chapter 1, the Principles of Miracles. As number 1, there is no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. All expressions of love are maximal. So to my understanding is that there is no difficulties in forgiveness. No problem, if there is a problem, not a smaller problem or a large problem, there's no difference in any problem, because a problem's not real. But it seems very real in our existence. The one I've always heard is when you stub your toe, and then maybe someone passing away in your family. That's a problem, both of those. But in the Course of Miracles, it's saying neither of those are true. And that's really hard to understand, because we're so attached to who we are here. But the truth is that we're souls. And souls can't get harmed in any way or feel anything but love. It's a hard thing to grasp, but that is what it's saying, that there are no difficulties in the forgiveness of these things. You just have to forgive. You forgive the stubbed toe, and you also forgive the death in the family. Very hard to do. It really is. We're so attached to this place that it's just hard. But slowly and surely, and I'm sure you can go back into your life and think of things that you've forgiven, maybe lost loved ones, or a fight that you've had with someone in the past, that you slowly start healing your heart about that person, or even the death in a family. And a toe always heals, right? So they both do meet in what this is saying here in the Principles of Miracles. So all expressions of love are maximal. So if you have that forgiveness, that is love, and that is maximal. So there we go. We're going to move forward. Okay, guys, number 2. Miracles as such do not matter. The only thing that matters is their source, which is far beyond evaluation. So what this means is forgiveness in these matters of what it seems to be harming you doesn't matter in the long run. The only thing that matters is where the source is coming from, which would be God, right? which is love. And that's far beyond us to even evaluate. We don't need to evaluate God. So what it's trying to say is hand it over to God. Hand over both of those things, the hurt stubbed toe or the death in the family. It sounds easier than said than done. It is a hard one, like I said, but it can be done. All right, number 3, miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. The real miracle is the love that inspires them. In this sense, everything that comes from love is a miracle. Miracles are our natural inheritance. Love is our natural way of expressing ourselves, not the faults of anger and resentment, judgments, anger, hate. That's not who we really are. And so our natural expressions is love. The real miracle, the real forgiveness is that the love inspires that forgiveness. And that would be what you would call Holy Spirit or Spirit, God, Jesus. We can use any of those. Same thing, not a problem. In this sense, everything comes from love is a miracle. Anything that comes from miracle to take away those pains and angers and resentments in your heart, in your mind, those old past memories that are just fogging you up all the time, slowly and surely at night, whenever you're by yourself, even in the moment, start chipping away at that by letting it go, handing it over to Spirit. Say, Spirit, I just kind of close my eyes, or just in the moment look at it, and I'll say, please take this away from me. Please take this away from me, Spirit or Jesus or God. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. All right, and number 4. All miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. His voice will direct you very specifically. You will be told all you need to know. That's another thing. When you have a problem in front of you, first thing that comes online is your mind chatter. Your mind chatter is like a computer inside your head. It's based off the past, and it's always worried about the future. Doesn't make much sense when you're in a situation to listen to that voice that's absolutely crazy. It will tell you, oh, they're trying to hurt me, or oh, they did this, they did that. Why am I not getting mine? Oh, they're so much better than me. Things like that. That is definitely coming from a place of fear or lack. Spirit's not like that. Spirit is complete love and will hold you like a baby. So what we need to do here is give it over to God. Number 4, all miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. So we just need to sit there and listen for that really small voice in our head. It's just a calming, it might not even be a voice. It's not a voice. Sometimes it's just a feeling of letting go, taking a breath, taking a moment, seeing that person that is only feeling these things where you felt them before. I've been scared before. The person in front of me is very scared, possibly, and is acting a certain way. So what we do, stay calm, hand it over to God, allow God to handle it from there. I just told my friend today, we need to become co-pilots to God, where we just kind of sit back in the seat and let him drive. Not necessarily in a car, I wouldn't do that, but I'm talking about our life and our feelings. Instead of making those rash decisions, allow God to take it from us, and just listen, and you'll hear, or you'll feel a feeling of calm, warm thought systems that will bring you back to forgiveness. So it says, you will be told all that you need to know. And that's how God works. You have a question about a certain thing, and the very next day, a letter comes in the mail that explains that very situation. That's one of the neat things about when you start really getting into the course. You understand that Holy Spirit has the way of usurping this world, overriding it, really. I do believe that there are layers upon layers here, very much like a DVD or a video game where you have different levels of dimensions. I mean, we can get into quantum physics, but I don't think this is the time. But Holy Spirit is up above us, looking down on our life, and has the ability to see where we can't see. The veil that we were talking about yesterday, Holy Spirit has the way of lifting that, seeing our correct path. That's in that asking with God, or when we ask God, He'll nudge us into the correct way that we need to go in our path of our journey of life to get out of the nightmarish dreams that we have created. We are wonderful creators, we're great creators, but we also miscreate a lot. And the world shows us that all the time. And to know that we have that best friend in the sky, well, it's not in our sky, it's actually in our heart. You know, a lot of times in movies and things, they look up and like, God help me. It's all inner. Jesus spoke of that. It's inside you. You know, you close your eyes, use your mind's eye, not your sight. Your sight is a trick, it's an illusion. I mean, many times it can also reflect goodness, but a lot of times it reflects bad. Turn on the news right now, sit there for 20 minutes and see if you don't get sucked into all the jazz that's going on right now in the world. So I would just say, listen to that wonderful voice inside of you, that great path maker, and really just grab hold of their hand, let them walk you through life. And if you misstep, don't feel guilty about it. That's the number one thing that the course is all about, is undoing guilt. And it's just like a baby walking. A baby falls and a baby falls and a baby falls until it starts being able to kind of catch its ground. And it could be years and years and years of falling down. And that's okay. Spirit is already above time. We feel like we're in time, but it's all over. It's all over, and we are safe at home. We just can't see that yet. And I think more and more people on the planet today than ever are on that course, and they are waking up to that fact. And we all can if we support each other in it. And we do that by listening to that, expressing that, being the light in the room for others. Before you know it, you start seeing that reflecting back and forth from all the other people that are in the room. Before you know it, it's just a wonderful party. And I do believe that the world is going to go in that direction. It might not feel like it right now. There's a lot of fear going on, but I think it's a part of the process. I know I was in a lot of fear 10 years ago, and I'm a much calmer person inside now that I've dejunked and dejunked and dejunked. Every morning I wake up, spend 2 to 5 minutes saying, Holy Spirit, please take over for me today. I'm going to take the back seat and let you drive me wherever you want to go. And I'm so glad that I'm finally doing this with you guys, because I feel that community and that connection will just get all of us further down the road and further down that path of forgiveness. I digress. All right, guys. So we're gonna go on to number 5. I think I'll probably do 12 of these, and then we'll do the next few. I'll do some more episodes on this chapter 1. So number 5, miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Consciously selected miracles can be misguided. So what Jesus is saying here is we cannot come at this forgiveness with an ego, and it's easy to do. Like I said last episode, I was explaining that at the very beginning I was kind of running around trying to save the universe, when the thing that I really needed to take care of was me. I was the one that was hurting. I was the one that was in fear. And when you start projecting that on the other people, that, oh, they're in trouble, you're negating their strength and their progress of their understanding. And it's all you. It's all you and your projections of the judgments you have upon those people. So they might not be hurting like you are. They might be enjoying what they're doing, and that's okay. Like I said, from the lesson here before, like number 3 and 4, we need to listen to God and let Him take control of our thought systems. So they can be misguided, as it says. So consciously, if you're having conscious, like, I need to forgive that person right now, that might be coming from a place of ego. you'll know when it's coming from Spirit, because it's that moment that you give unconditionally. You don't tell anybody about it. I'm sure many of you have had those experiences, probably even today, where you smile at somebody or say something at the grocery store or call your grandmother. There's so many different things that you can do that's without your ego, and it's with Spirit, and that's coming from that place of your heart and not your mind. Your mind's going to base everything on the past. It's going to be worried about the future, and it's going to be trying to undo this with your ego. And that's absolutely not what Jesus wants us to do. He wants us to just stay calm and let him take over. And we just do that by kind of taking a step back in any situation and go with your heart. You see somebody upset, take a calm breath, understand where they're coming from, that you've been there also. Allow it to happen. You can walk away, or you can maybe try to engage and say, hey, I'm sorry you're having a really bad day. Is there what happened? You can talk to people like that. If you're coming from a place of love, 99 I don't know, 99% of the time it comes, you'll see that reflection that they do need help, and they just needed someone to speak to. So anyway, let's don't be misguided. Let's don't use our egos when we're doing forgiveness. I think that's very important to remember, to just allow the forgiveness to happen naturally. A natural occurrence is the best way, just like it does in nature. You can't force a seed to grow out of the dirt, like grow, make a flower. You can't do it, right? So just naturally allow things to happen. Number 6, miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. I guess I just covered that. So miracles are natural. Allow them to happen. If it doesn't happen, something has gone wrong. So you just got to give it over to God. Number 7, miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. I don't know the exact part of the manual for teachers, but you cannot have true forgiveness without you purifying yourself first. It's called the unhealed healer. It's a lot like trying to teach something that you haven't learned yet. It's better to really work on yourself, because the course is supposed to be a personal lesson for you. Right now I'm teaching it because I'm trying to share my knowledge of it, but I'm doing the work before I'm speaking of this. If I just started reading this without any knowing, I would be coming from a place of ego and absolute unknowingness. So you must do some purification in yourself before you start teaching this, unless you just are ready. You might be already ready. But it is saying that it is important to be purified and be ready to give forgiveness. Okay, guys, number 8. Miracles are healing because they supply a lack. They are performed by those who temporarily have more for those who temporarily have less. So what it's saying here is it's only temporary that we have to use forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't actually even need to exist where we really are in the dream, which is out of the dream and with God. So forgiveness is only used here to forgive those pains and upsets. So the people that might have a little bit more upsets are being helped by the ones that have purged enough forgiveness to help the ones below. It's like kind of using God to pull friends up from the depths and get them back on track. So that's basically my understanding of number 8. Number 9, miracles are a kind of exchange, like all expressions of love, which are always miraculous in the true sense. The exchange reverses the physical laws. They bring more love to both the giver and the receiver. So miracles are a kind of exchange, which we do know that we are working with our brothers and sisters to awaken. And like all expressions of love, are miraculous in the true sense. They reverses the physical laws. So there's physical laws here when we're giving forgiveness out. miracles can happen. Things change, things open up. They bring love to both the giver and the receiver, and vice versa. It's pretty awesome. Number 10, the use of miracles as spectacles the use of miracles as spectacles to induce belief is a misunderstanding of their purpose. So basically, no showing off here. What I was kind of saying before, we're not trying to do a miracle or a forgiveness and say, haha, I've given you forgiveness. That's not what true forgiveness does. It doesn't talk with the mind. It doesn't talk with the ego. It talks from true humility and love and understanding, and that's where we want to be with that. Number 11, prayer is the medium of miracles or forgiveness. It is the means of communication of the created with the Creator. Through prayer, love is received, and through miracles, love is expressed. So prayer, what I was talking about before, when you go to your center inside, your heart, and past your mind, you listen to that voice, the voice of Holy Spirit, and that calm, loving presence. And that's where you want to be with anything that you work with in your life. It says it is a means of communication of the created with the Creator. So find that communication. Once you find that, through that speaking or through that prayer of connecting with God or Holy Spirit, love is received. And through those forgiveness, that's when miracles or forgiveness, that love is expressed to people. And yourself. Once you are giving love to others, it comes right back to you. To give is to receive. We've heard that many times, right? Okay, number 12. Miracles are thoughts. Thoughts can represent the lower or bodily level of experience, or the higher or spiritual level of experience. One makes the physical, and the other creates the spiritual. So miracles are thoughts in our mind. Forgiveness are thoughts in our mind. Those thoughts can represent either the bodily experience that we're working out. We might see somebody in pain or in need or that's sick, that kind of thing. We can forgive that as easily as we do the inner. A lot of the inner things that we need to work out are things that have seemed to have happened to us in the past. As we know, the past is the past. It's no longer here. One of the things I like to kind of use as a metaphor is when you're about 5 years old, there might be someone that has gotten bitten by a dog. So the rest of their entire life, they're afraid of dogs now. You might speak to them and they're like, oh no, I don't do dogs, or I don't like dogs. But think of all of the amazing dogs that they have missed an opportunity for love. I mean, most of the dogs that I have met are amazing. I've met some mean ones too. With this type of forgiveness, I can forgive them. It's as easy as that. If it's not in the physical of happening in the moment now, and it's in the past, at night you can be laying in bed, close your eyes. If you were bit by that dog, you can think back to that moment and hand it over to God. You'll find out that soon that fear will dissipate. Back in the day, I was very afraid of heights. And over time, and this was before I was even doing the course, but I started telling myself, okay, I'm not afraid. And I kind of just started letting go. I'm not afraid anymore. I do get a little on tops of ladders. I still get a little bit afraid. It takes me a little bit of time sometimes to come down from a roof or something like that. But man, before I couldn't even get up the ladder at all. So that's basically what it's saying here. One makes the physical, one creates the spiritual, and they both are on that path to spiritual. So, guys, this was the meaning of miracles on chapter 1. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3 pretty full pages, so I think I'm going to have to split this up into 4. So thank you so much for being a part of this today. I really, really do appreciate how many people have supported me just in this very short period of time on the YouTube channel. The Last Ego on Earth, I hope that it becomes bigger and bigger and we're able to continue this conversation. It really just fills my soul to speak to you guys about this and to have that interaction. Any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Please like and share and subscribe. Maybe share it with somebody that might need this information right now. I do want to just continue delving into this, and like I said, we will be going over other books. If you have suggestions, feel free to put that in. If you want to hear about something, or if you need a chapter that you're stuck in, we can have a conversation right here. And I would love to talk about that, because there are things that I still get a little stuck on, and I have to do a little bit of research to make sure that I'm coming from a good place. So thank you so much again, guys. I'll talk to you next time. One more thing real quick, guys. I did start an Instagram account. You can look it up, The Last Ego on Earth. So feel free to subscribe to that also. I'm going to be posting up pictures and things like that. So thanks again, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.